Good morning, this is Mr. Parks. So this is the video for third grade for March the 17th, which will cover the homework from March 16th, Monday, on division. So this should be a relatively easy lesson for students as they did really well with this during school. So let's take a look at the problems. And I'm going to work from top to bottom just to make it a little bit easier because I am working with Adobe, and so scrolling up and down will be easier than trying to bounce back and forth and do the questions in order. So number one, what number sentence describes this array? I have 1, 2, 3 rows, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 objects in each row. So our first option is a subtraction problem. We're working with division, so that's not going to work. Second one, 12 divided by 3. I do have 3 rows, but I have more than 12 objects, so we're not going to pick that one. 24 divided by 3 equals 8. This one correctly matches what we have in our picture. Number 3, which area model shows the division sentence 12 divided by 6 equals 2? So when I was working with students, I would say that we have 12 total objects. We put them in rows of 6. How many rows do we have? So I currently have 3 rows for letter A, so I'm not going to want to pick that one. Letter B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 objects, and I have 2 rows. That would be my answer. My other 2 options have 3 rows or 2 rows of 7. Number 2, which number sentence does not describe this array? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to give me 48 total objects. I have 48 divided by 6 equals 8, which is good. 6 times 8, which is 48, that is good. 48 divided by 8 equals 6, that is also good. My only one that's different would be letter D, where they are taking 4 rows or 4 objects in each row, and we do not have either of those things. Number 4, which problem can be solved using division? So option A, Bethany collected 12 rocks. She put 3 rocks in one box and the rest in another. How many rocks are in the other box? That would be subtraction, so 12 minus 3. So we're not going to pick that one. Second one, there are 18 students in a class. Half of the students are girls. How many are boys? So this would be 18 divided by 2. So this would be our correct answer. Our third option, string is cut into 6 pieces. Each piece is 2 inches long. If we had the total already, and then we were breaking it up into one of these 2 parts, have division, but as it stands, it's a multiplication problem. And the last one would be an addition problem. We would do 8 plus 6 to find out how old Doreen is. Number 5, which model represents 15 divided by 5? Mark all that apply. If we have mark all that apply, that means there are more than one correct answer to this problem. So letter A, I have 5 groups. I have 3 objects in each group, and I have 15 total objects, so that one would work. Letter B, I have 5 rows, which matches this part, but I have way too many objects, so we're not even going to try to pick that one. I believe that one's 5 times 15 would be 75, so it'd be 75 divided by 5. Letter C, I have 5 rows of 3, kind of matching this, but in an array, so that one will work. Letter D, I have an area model with 3 rows of 5. That gives me 15 objects. That will also work. Letter E, I have 3 groups of 5, and that would give us 15. And the last one, I have 2 uneven groups. Number 7, so I need to switch tools so I can type. So Mr. Kwan wants to build a tan fence. So tan fence sections come 5 feet each. How many sections of fence should Mr. Kwan buy? So my number sentence could be 5 times 6 equals 30, or I don't know what the division symbol is, so I'm just going to do this. 30 divided by 5 equals 6. And so that would give me 6 sections. And our last one, 24 divided by 4 equals blank. So they want us to draw an array or area model. I'm going to do an array. So I'm going to start by making 4 rows, and I'm going to keep adding an object to each row until I have used 24 counters. Currently have 12. That's going to be half of my total number. So if I'm using my strategy to double, I would already know at this point that I should expect to have 6 objects in each row when I'm done. And I now have 4 rows of 6, which gives me 24. Part B, what is the quotient? And it asks you to describe the situation that you might use this. So in a perfect world, I was planning on going by Dunkin' Donuts this morning and picking up donuts for my class. So a situation, Mr. Parks was going to buy 24 donuts at Dunkin' Donuts for his class. Each student will get the same number of donuts. And if we only have 4 students, how many will each student get? So this is an example of something that we won't normally have to do when we are doing the state test. It's very rare that we actually have to type out an answer, but sometimes we will. We will practice these types of tasks just to make sure students are able to clearly communicate. If they can clearly communicate what their idea is, it makes it better for being able to understand how to do it, as well as being able to identify when there are little kind of missteps in thinking through how a process is supposed to work. That helps me as a teacher be able to address that. So I will minimize the number of problems that they actually have to write, but that will be an expectation from time to time. So hope this video has been helpful for you. I will have another one up for you on Wednesday that will cover the homework from Tuesday. Have a good day.